Hello, this is Codevine and today we'll talk about fighting Frozen Empress and Lord of Thunder. This video started because of the comment left on one of the previous videos asking for advice on how to fight those two specific bosses. Now, all of the DLC bosses are hard. Those are not easy fights, right? And they are not very intuitive as well. So let me start by saying that the 4 builds that I used in the previous video I found on Revenant Owen's YouTube channel. So if you are interested in more details in regards with Codevine, definitely check his channel. I am going to link his channel in the description. However, the reason why I'm mentioning Revenant Owen is because I watched his content on Frozen Empress, and this is one of the bosses that we will be talking about today. So I will let him give you a brief overview of the boss.
This boss has probably, I think, on the order of 30 attacks that you have to watch for, that you have to understand, and that you have to kind of characterize. Because she is one of the very few bosses in the game that are very difficult to 100% be invincible to.
So, because there are many moving parts to this fight, if you want to learn a boss's attack pattern, what I would advise, just go yourself without any partners. Make sure that you're quick mobility and don't attack. Just try to dodge and avoid attacks as much as possible and see if you can learn the timing, the dodging, and the tells, how the attacks are telegraphed to make the fight easier. But you don't necessarily have to do it. There is an easier way, and there's actually a couple of ways that we can take. So the first one that I would advise is to go with one hit or one shot build. There are quite few options that we can pick from, so let me showcase a couple of them. So there's quite many one shot kill builds. And the only thing that we have to keep in mind in regards with the bosses over here is that they may actually require more than one hit. With the builds that I will mention, you can one hit most of the bosses in the base game. However, those guys are a little bit tougher because their hitboxes are a little bit strange as well, especially the Lord of Thunder. However, we'll get there when we get there. So we are going to use Queenslayer Blood Code as a base for our build. For the Blood Veil, we are going to use Daybreak Thunderfang Fortification plus 10. Urgent Wolf Kingsblade Fortification plus 10 as a weapon. And now for passive gifts. The first one will be Swift Destruction, then Revenant's Ambition, Two-Handed Sword Mastery, and Mind Willpower Up. For active skills, we're gonna go with Overdrive, Adrenaline, Bridge to Glory, and Final Journey. Then we're gonna have Communal Gift, Fatal Surge, because we are using Jack, who is essential to this build as a partner. Then Blow of Madness, Merciless Reaper, Blood Sacrifice, which we will then exchange for Steadfast Strike. So the order of the buffs is somewhat important. What I'm gonna do is start with 5 buffs. We're gonna go with Adrenaline, Override, Bridge to Glory, Merciless Reaper, and Blow of Madness. Next is Final Journey. Get some health back and then use Fatal Surge. We're gonna use Blood Sacrifice once. Then we are going to use Mobility Enhancer and swap our Blood Sacrifice for Steadfast Strike.
You're ready.
So after the initial strike, what we're gonna do is get few swings in so we can get some Ichor back, wait for our gifts to come off the cooldown, and then we will be looking for an opportunity to hit the boss with another Steadfast Strike. So as you can see, even in a fight that's not ideally executed, you are still able to kill the boss. You can also go for a similar build with halberds. The one that I'm using is Obliterator Axe plus 10. Ideally you would like to have it with fortification. However, it's not super necessary. For Blood Veil, use Silver Garb Fortification plus 10. The only two things that are different in our gifts would be Steadfast Strike. Now we're going to use Severing Abyss. And for the passives, we are going to change 200 Sword Mastery to Halberd Mastery, of course. So the buffing sequence goes pretty much, the same way. As last time, we're gonna use all 5 buffs, then we're gonna go for Final Journey, and then finally Fatal Surge. One last Blood Sacrifice, then Severing Abyss. And we go. Okay, and the last thing that I want to show for Frozen Empress is the Fire Elemental build, which is just OP for this fight. It's like 10 out of 10. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fight the Frozen Empress on plus 10 difficulty and show you how this build works. So in relation to the blood code, we need Harmonia blood code. For active skills, we're gonna go with Ember Reversal, Dancing Blaze, Field of Thirst, Homing Hellfire, which we will initially replace with Blood Sacrifice because we need a little bit of Ichor to start buffing. Then Supernatural Blood, Gift Extension, Gift Prowess, and Blood Awakening, which is Mia's communal gift. For this build, we need Mia white version specifically. For Blood Veil, we're gonna go with Collateral Spur with Intensification at plus 10. Weapon doesn't matter over here. The only thing that I would strongly advise is to have something that keeps you in quick mobility, because dodging will be very important in this fight. For passive gifts, we're gonna go with Increased Gift Speed, Mind Willpower, Vow of Ichor, and Swift Distraction. What is very important before the fight is that Mia gives you her gift extension. In order to get it, stand on this exact tile, cast Gift Extension, and then dash forward. In most cases, Mia gives me her gift extension. And then I start with Blood Awakening, then Gift Prowess. I get some Ichor back and I cast Supernatural Blood. I change Blood Sacrifice for Homing Hellfire. And we go in. So I start by casting Field of Thirst, and then I go ham on the 3 offensive gifts that we have. The way that I cast them is in whatever order they show up. The important thing in this fight is to keep an eye on Empress's front right hand, leg, paw. When she does this up and down movement, this means that she's going to create the ice underneath you and you have to dodge that. Now, because this is plus 10 difficulty, it will become a little bit hairy in the later stage of the fight, so we'll have to use healing and get a little bit creative. However, it is way easier on normal difficulty. So next up,
It's your boy.
Lord of Thunder, and this guy again is one of the bullshit bosses. So instead of trying to learn his attack pattern, we're just gonna bonk him very hard and kill him as quickly as possible. So to start with, we can go with the build that's very similar, it's almost identical to the previous one-shot builds. So we're gonna use the same Blood Veil, the same skills. The only thing that we're gonna replace is the mastery with the hammer mastery. We will use Steadfast Strike, and as our weapon we're gonna use Argent Wolf Warhammer +10. It would be ideal to have it fortified, however, you don't have to. Same story here. As always, we are going to buff up, go with Final Journey, Fatal Surge, and then we're just gonna go to town on this guy. Okay, so now we're gonna go for a Bayonet one-shot build. What is suggested by Revenant Owen as a weapon is a Libertador with intensification. However, I don't have it on this character. I never got it from Eva, and on this playthrough Eva is not with us anymore. So I used the next best thing, Brodier. With intensification +10 for Blood Veil instead of collateral spare intensification +10, as I use Snowy Elegance fortification +10. You're gonna do better. For active skills, we're gonna go with Radiant Barrel, which will exchange with Blood Sacrifice, then Ranged Impact, Flashing Fang, Fatal Surge, Overdrive, Adrenaline, Cognitive Zeal, and Final Journey. For passive gifts, we're gonna go with Swift Distraction, Strength, Willpower, Mind, Willpower, and Bayonet Mastery. There is no need for us to use a Mobility Enhancer, however, make sure that after using Fatal Surge, you get 10 Ichor, because that's how much Radiant Barrel costs. The only important thing with this boss is that it may take you few times to one-shot kill him, because you have to hit him straight in the face. He has different hitboxes. There's one on his head, another one on his body, and if you hit the body, the resistances are higher of the body than on his head. But with the Libertador +10 and this setup, it is possible to one-shot kill this boss. And finally, there's a similar build to the Fire Elemental one that will work great on this boss. The only two things that we need to replace is Icarus Ice and Hoarfrost Stream. We don't even need the Blood Sacrifice for this one. The only thing that's important over here is the order of which we buff. So first of all, if you stand here and cast Gift Extension, Mia will give you her Gift Extension as well. So cast and dash forward. The first buff after this will be Supernatural Blood, because we need to dip into our health in order to cast some of the gifts. Then Gift Prowess and Blood Awakening, and we go. Strategy is pretty much similar as the one for Frozen Empress. Cast all your offensive gifts and avoid his attacks. And now let's do it on +10 difficulty. So that's all for this video. If you have any builds that you would like to recommend, leave them in the comments. I would be very happy to check them out. I will also leave links to all the builds mentioned in this video. I hope you find them useful. And also thanks for the comment that started this video. I really appreciate it. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one.